Meeting of the Recreation Advisory Commission to order. And because we don't have a quorum, we will not be able to approve or vote on anything, so I'm going to skip down to old business.
There's no old business to report. Everything that's on this list, we are good to go. We only have new business.
Okay, so we can skip down to new business then.
Yes.
How many?
Right, we have
Four right now.
4 currently, but we've also just approved it to go to 7 members, and that's part of the new business. All right, so I have a presentation. I'll grab that for you.
Okay,
And you all have the packets?
I do.
I brought mine and you
I
gave me
brought
one.
mine.
That is
So I
not
can
in
share if anybody else needs one. There's one down there too.
No, that's the one I just sent today. That's for council meeting on Thursday.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay. So A is an update on the recreational community facility. Hit it.
Well,
Oh, is something wrong?
having technical difficulties
Oh.
with the slide. So
Oh.
we do,
Do we need to try it again another time? I guess not.
So the PowerPoint's not working?
I don't know. We had the wrong one. It's wrong PowerPoint.
Facility build.
yeah, this is the wrong presentation. The agenda went out on November the 5th. The presentation went out to you all and all the members on the 6th of November.
Yep. And they are on there. That's the email right there.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I can give you an update. I had a slide presentation so that you could see some of the updates. But we do have a new recreational community facility build update. We took it in front of council, and council told us that we needed to scale it back a little bit. So we went from 9.5 million down to 8.5 million. And with that, we took that information back to Bobbitt, put it in front of our task force. And from there, I think we had 1 or 2 meetings about it, and then Bobbitt came back with a final plan. And we have since sent that information out to council for them to kind of look at. And then we're going to present to them on Thursday. But we're pretty happy with what we've got. It encompasses quite a bit of stuff. And actually, it's in that one. In this facility build update. So let me, since we're there.
I'm so confused. So many different designs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the task force.
This one working either?
Yeah.
How is it different from the one that we looked at last week?
Oh, it's big difference.
A big
Well,
difference.
Is it-
the one that you were sent is exactly
last
what's in that
meeting.
packet, yes. The
Is-
last time we met, it's a huge difference.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that the one? It says newest design? We can just look at it here.
Yeah, I mean, we can, I just,
Just
you know,
can't
for
show
everyone
the
watching, I can't see it, so,
I have my packet in front of me, but
yep.
Well, I gave,
Okay, well, anyway, so we made some updates, and we cut it back to 8.5, and the only major change, is we cut back a little bit of the fitness area. That was one of the requests from council to cut that back. So we've done that, and we also eliminated the bathroom, not all the bathrooms, just some of the locker rooms for space. We had to eliminate the simulator dedicated space. We also added a bathroom on the second floor, which was a request by council for the walking track. And then we lost some dedicated space on both sides. So an actual classroom we ended up losing. And then on the new build, what we also did is we tried to incorporate a community room space.
So how many classrooms are there?
Right now, there's 3.
I have 2 questions. Are we informal? Can I ask?
Yes, we're completely informal.
Okay. You said we went from 9 something to 85.
Yes.
Why?
That was the budget number that council gave us. That was back in September, I think, when we met, September 6th, I believe, at a workshop. I'm not sure if you were here that day or not. Yeah.
Because that supported
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing, and I'm surprised that we've got that. Also, I'm going to show ignorance. Simulator room, what is a simulator? What's that?
The simulator room is a room that was dedicated specifically for a golf simulator or for police and fire simulation. So if someone wanted to practice their golf swing or, using as a shooting range, particularly for police and their continuing education that they do, all their training stuff they do as well. So that's what it was for. It was a dedicated space for that.
And you say you're eliminating that?
Well, we eliminated the space for it. There is an opportunity, if council decides that they want to keep that in there, that, everyone has to vote. And so we're looking into some ideas of trying to have some grants and stuff for it. So, but the dedicated space for that room has been eliminated.
But you could use another room if you needed it.
We could? Yes.
Could be put in a classroom, I guess.
Yes, it would be a mobile unit, not a permanent one.
Yeah.
There's a huge, yeah. They go from anywhere from $20,000 all the way up to, $150,000. And some of them are pretty swanky, but.
And what is that versus the cost of including it in the facility? Is it a lot cheaper to go ahead and include it in the facility, or about the same?
No, we had to reduce the footprint of the facility. So as far as getting a simulator, I mean, we can get a grant, hopefully, in conjunction with Mr. Parsons, so that we can have a mobile unit that can go anywhere. So we can put them in any one of the facilities or in the rooms in the facility. But it had its own room, dedicated space for it, and we had to cut that out to cut costs, just building cost itself for it. So that was part of the cut.
The use of this is going to be totally free to residents?
That has not been,
Yeah, I was looking in the paper this morning about
I'm assuming you will
how
determine
much they're
that.
charging.
right. As of right now, the fee schedule has not been determined.
Council will determine that.
Yeah, at some later date, council will determine what those fees are, and then approve that through the budget process. But as of right now, we don't have those fees yet. And as a matter of fact, that's something that we were gonna discuss tonight, and we still can, we just can't vote on it, is the, resident, non-resident rates, and how we accommodate all of that as we grow and stuff, so, yeah. Okay, so, anyway, that is the change of the build. Did you get the presentation up, or no?
So it's mainly,
Don't worry about it.
so it's mainly just square footage that was lost, other than adding a bathroom.
Yes,
It
sir.
was mainly just space.
There was a lot of space that was cut. Again, if you look at your, let's see if we can find it. If you look at your facility, building one, it's the one right behind, it says newest design, 11-1.
And you can compare,
Yeah.
you can compare it with the
Another
one.
change was the elevated walking track.
No, it's still in there.
All I'm saying is I thought we took it out and then they put it back in.
No, there was mention of it being taken out, but that was the number one requested need in the needs assessment. So we tried to keep it in, but we wanted to add the bathroom. So we did, but if you look,
Where is the bathroom on the,
it's right here.
oh,
That little,
okay, I see it now.
yep, that teeny tiny little
Sorry.
thing right there. Yeah. So, let me go back over. Essentially, what we did is almost cut part of it in half across the board. The first time, I know it's kind of hard without having a pointer to show. Oh, is that it?
That looks like it.
Oh, okay. There
Looky
we go.
there.
Trusty little pointer going. All right.
Because when I look, this one looks so different from, and it's so small.
But it's not,
We
See
did
right
lose some
here.
space.
we lost some space, but
Probably should stand
Like,
here so you
look
can
how
hear me.
different this and this looks.
Okay.
Oh, I
Let me
know.
go here. Green thing. Okay, this right here, see like how it go right here, this little area? We cut almost half of this in half So it used to, if you can imagine, it would kind of go out oop, a little bit like this. And all these rooms right here, we had up to 5 different classrooms down here, which is where, this was where the simulator room was. These are our racquetball courts. This is the fitness center area, and that's 3 different uses right there. So it's not just cardio, it's free weights. So we're trying to use as multi-use. And then this was a whole bunch of bathrooms, and we also had the locker rooms in there, so we switched that up. And this right here is completely different. This would be completely open. That's not covered. So that's outside. Whoops, went too fast, sorry. But this is still not the right one. But anyway, at least you can see it. Okay. So that's what changed. And let me see if I can go all the way down to the very bottom.
So the
And this
locker
one's
rooms
still
are
hard
still
to see.
there, they're just smaller.
No, we took the locker rooms out. What we did, let me see if I can go back, because it's kind of hard to see. Right here, oh,
Can you
One
put
more.
it, can you get it
One
in
more.
slideshow mode instead of,
Why were the locker rooms taken out? I mean, wouldn't that be kind of an
Space.
essential thing you needed if you were having a tournament?
no ma'am, no, bathrooms, they can use them.
They could go in a classroom for halftime,
Right.
pep talk and stuff like
Ties your classrooms up or whatever.
Yeah, if I can get to it, give me a minute.
I don't like
Okay. I can't pull it back up on the other side, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but, okay. There we go. Nope. This is like the worst. Here we go.
there it is.
Okay, this area right here was both locker rooms and bathrooms crammed in together. If you see this space right here, these are lockers right here and right here as well. So we tried to move both of them together. So if a team needs to come in and utilize bathrooms, they do have space if they want to store their stuff. We also have access over here for the teams to be able to utilize their areas as well. And then we also have this thing that goes right here and delineates both of these as well, so. But this was where we had the old locker rooms, and again, we had to cut space. So,
So there's no showers?
not right now. The thing and again, we'll present in front of council too, is
I don't like
the only
that.
thing we're concerned right now is the footprint, the overall footprint. Everything that's on the inside, we can still make some small changes, but right here in this area, we still have space to add a shower too. So, yeah.
Hey,
So,
Jennifer, you said this open area on the bottom left-hand corner?
well, this area right here, it's
No room?
outside.
Does it have
So
a
they
room?
would be in the same bathrooms that the fans and stuff would be in? Like people that were there to watch it? Like it's all in the same?
Yeah, there's no designated locker room space.
That
That,
would seem
a
very
whole locker
professional to
room
me.
is right here.
I don't like that. I
This
don't.
area right here is about how much space, so we'd have to add a whole nother space to add the locker room back in, because we have to have the bathrooms. And so, like I said, we do have locker space right here for people that want to utilize it if they're working out or whatever, they want to store their stuff. But we don't have, well, we can add showers in, all that stuff. Again, the footprint is what we're concerned about, not all the little details. All the little details can change. But to add in another space, if we were to add locker rooms back again, we're going to end up costing quite a bit more money, and we're going to lose more designated storage space, which would be right here. So,
When you say footprint, you mean just,
yes, this whole thing right here. This whole thing right here with everything that's going inside is actually going to be what, and as a matter of fact, let me go all the way down. You guys are getting a preview before the preview. Here's the actual budget, and if you look right down here, it's 8547. So and we are a little bit over, but again, we can kind of, maneuver some of that stuff here and there. But the total building budget is right at 8146. So that was a reduction because before it was, total was 95. And then we have the equipment, the bleachers, fitness equipment, goals, nets, commercial kitchen equipment, fridge, ice makers, all that stuff. That comes about 400,000. So this is what our total is. So if we go all the way back, that's the footprint price for this. And we're at the point now where we've seen it over and over and over again, that, we need to have the footprint approved, and then we can make necessary changes within this approved budget. But this footprint right here is what we are concerned about, to make sure that if we have to make any changes, number one, it stays within the budget, And number two, it stays within this footprint. So if we have to move bathrooms over here, or what, we can. Those things can be easily done. What we try to do is make it flow easy. We have, I think these are the staff administrative offices. They were over here at one point. This is new. We added a community room space. Since those of you that might not know, the community room is leaving. Those are going to be, and maybe I think next month, I think they're getting ready to start, to be office space here for City Hall. So we don't have a complete designated space.
How will you collectively approach putting showers in?
Well, I mean, if it's something that we absolutely have to do, and again, we can take this footprint and we can add. We can also move some of this down with the fitness area. So we can make necessary changes as long as it's within the footprint and it's within the budget.
You've got
That's what everybody kind of wants to get, you know, oh, well, we got to add this, we got to add that, and then they continue to get away from the footprint. The only thing, again, that I'm concerned about is this whole piece right here, and that we stay in the 8.5 million. So if some, you know, if council says you need to add this back,
And I just am sold on having showers.
yeah, and that's something that we can easily add back in here, or if we need to add, like I said, take this wall out and go down another, I don't know, 800 square feet, add locker rooms, stuff like that.
I mean,
we can do.
There's
However,
gonna be an expectation.
if we add that,
Everybody has a designated
But you've
area.
got, okay, and I think maybe we can cut to the chase a little bit. You're just showing us this to show us the
Right.
footprint.
Yes.
There's plenty of flexibility in that building
that's correct, that's what I just said.
to add what we all
Well, the
think we
space
might need.
flexibility is there, budget-wise, not necessarily. So, and in Parks and Recreation, 9 times out of 10, there aren't designated, you're thinking of like high school, there's not designated areas for locker rooms. They utilize the space that they have. As much as I would like to say, even where I came from, we didn't have it. We had about a 25,000 square foot facility, and we had to utilize the classrooms, because we didn't have space for them. So, and it worked out pretty good, but, you know, again, I don't know that we're gonna have collegiate games in here or anything like that, but that's kind of down the road. But like I said, that's what we're,
College of Charleston used classrooms.
yeah,
when I
it's
went
way,
there.
way down the road. So, but yeah, I mean, if that's something that everyone else decides that, yes, this is what we need, then it might mean that we have to cut something else in order to put something in. That's what we're concerned about.
So when
'cause-
you go to council, the approval that you're wanting is not on what's inside it, you want an
Just the
approval just
footprint.
on the footprint.
That's right.
You're not really worried about the,
Well, I
what's
mean,
in
we're
it?
worried about it, but I mean, you know, this is, since I've been here, I think this is the 4th or 5th design that we've done. You know, we just
I've seen more
kind of
than
need to
that.
get to the point where we got to make a decision. So, but we also, council and you all need to be aware that if we do make these changes, that it might be a cut somewhere else. So, and that's where I think we keep going back and forth, because somebody wants this and then somebody wants that, and we have to come together collectively to try and figure out how we can
So
get
who
everything that
makes-
we need in there.
So who makes that final design decision of the inside? Is that a council decision, or is that a rec decision?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, Parks and
Because you
Rec.
could be doing this forever.
Right, no,
Like
that's not the goal.
lobbying the tennis ball back and forth.
Right, no, we've been doing that since I've been here. I've been here not quite 6 months. So my goal is to get this rolling so we can start site work, like, soon. Because we're just prolonging it and keep pushing it back. But I mean, if there's other issues that you have in it, then, you know, you need to let me know, and then I can address council and go from there. Or, you know, you can always, you know, talk to council as well, so. But again, it's just the footprint, and it's kind of the same conversation that we're having here right now, is that people start seeing little bit of things. And then,
everybody
you know,
has their
15, 20
own
minutes
little
later,
thing.
we're still talking about the same stuff. It's just the footprint, what's in it. It's like buying a house, you know, you go into a house, a 3,000 square foot house, and you just can't quite figure out, I'm not sure how everything goes. You have to have a little bit of faith in saying, okay, I'm gonna purchase it, and then when you finally get in, you get to decorate it how you want to. But that sometimes is hard, which is why we present you all with footprint. So, but anyway, that's that, so.
Well, we do have to move
Quickly.
absolutely because, like you said, just.
This could just go on forever.
And it will, yes, it will. But I will denote the showers and the locker rooms.
I mean, it's almost like council just needs to say, here are the bottom line things that we absolutely want in there, and then you just do your job from there on.
We did a survey and asked
Right,
people what they
Right.
wanted.
The last thing we told them was 8.5. You know,
Yes.
We were, all right, we got it in. Make it happen for 8.5. Do you
But I just
remember?
hope that 8.5 is going to make it happen.
Well, that's
the way the people want it,
Yeah, that's the way we decided it.
because I don't want to be penalized.
Have you been in the locker room in Argent? You know, the men's locker room in Argent? Yeah. That's the same idea, where there's lockers and there's like one shower, right?
We need, but to put something like this up, not have any shower, then you go to John Smith and say, hey, we're going to charge you X number of dollars.
I was surprised when I saw USCB Athletic Complex, they might have 2 showers.
Fine, but we have to have some shower facility. That's my.
Okay, too easy. The next thing we probably.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're, no, this is fine. This is, like I
Okay.
said, it's a heated debate, and I can tell you from my end, you know, trying to make sure that we're hitting all of the bells and whistles, trying to get information out, trying to do a little bit of a proactive approach so that we, you know, can get it moving a little bit quicker and faster. So, and a lot of people are very passionate about it, and that means, you know, it's something that's a hot ticket for our area, and it's definitely needed, so I'm super excited about it.
All right, so on to B.
Yeah, the resident, non-resident fee policy, it's in your packet. Of course, we can't vote on it. The mayor asked me, I'm gonna say back in August, maybe, to come up with a policy that can be taken back to council for vote. So what we did is got that up and rolling, and you know, like I said, I can certainly read over it. I apologize that we don't have the slideshow for the public. But it goes over the goals. It says the goal of the Hardeeville Recreation Parks and Tourism Department is to provide quality programs, facilities, services to the citizens of the city of Hardeeville. The city registration and rental policies and procedures are in place to ensure that city residents are afforded first opportunity to enroll into recreation programs and reserve facilities. Proof of residency as deemed acceptable by the city must be provided upon request at a time of registration of facility rental to redeem resident benefits. And then it goes into very specifics. For the program registrations, it gives detailed as far as what city residents are given the first opportunity, defines what they are, and then it goes from programs into facility rentals, and then also athletic agencies. So, and again, this is all online if anyone wants to look at it, and we can't vote on it right now. But it does give you, you know, a good idea as if this is a good starting place. Again, we are not at that point with the facility where we're going to have resident, non-resident rates, but this is something that can help contribute as it starts as a founding.
Since this is being built with resident funds, can we really go to a resident and say we're going to? Maybe you had experience with that.
Well,
Non-resident.
ours, well, the one that I just came from in Spring Lake was built through bond tax. So this one, the majority of the funds are going to be paid with a tax, and then I think we're borrowing 2 million maybe, I think. Sorry, I don't know that exact number. But yeah, it's one of those things that council will have to decide whether we do it or not, but the majority of Parks and Recreation do charge some kind of an entrance fee, whether it's for the fitness center, whether it's for use of basketball courts, or people that are wanting to come in, you know, tournaments, all that kind of stuff. So it's basically going to depend on council and how they want to charge those fees. We'll present, and then it's up to y'all to decide whether or not we go from there.
I think this is put together well, in that you address any type of situation that could come up, and that's what I
Yes.
think we needed to know. And you know it's going to be some sort of nominal fee. You're not saying exactly
Right.
what that fee is.
Yes.
And
So you would charge non-residents the fee plus 50% of that amount?
It would be 50% of their,
So if the fee was
appointed
$10,
fees.
then the non-resident will be charged 20?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And I can tell you from experience, it does get heated and ugly at times. I know with Hardeeville and Ridgeland, I mean, there's just a little bit of difference between the areas. But you know, we're all in Jasper County. And then folks in Ridgeland might get upset and, you know, they're like, I live in the same jurisdiction, but it's not. So there's lots of pros and cons to it. And again, we aren't there as far as facility wise, but this is something that will start the talk to get it rolling and, you know, and it also helps us with a lot of the groups that we have. We've got USCB,
But for
Barracudas.
city programs, like baseball or whatever, that would just be built into whatever.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, we
Any-
wouldn't be double charging.
No, ma'am. Any program that is rec sponsored, like right now we have soccer and then hopefully we'll have basketball next. If someone is enrolled in that program, they're not
Then that's
charged.
it. Okay.
Right, yes. So anyway, that is that. And again, sorry, public, that you all can't see it. And then I think the next one, let's see. Oh,
So you're saying that if somebody wanted to come in and just walk the walking trail, they would have to pay? I want to just come in
Inside
off
a
the
facility,
street.
yes.
I'm just saying, I want to come in and just walk. I have to pay.
If it's inside a facility, yes. If it's outside, if someone were to come over here, it's an open public park, so you don't have to. When we start charging fees is usually when it's an organized. So if you came to us and said, hey, I just want to go out and walk, you can go out and walk. If you and a group of 10, 15 people come out and decide that you want to organize a walking group, that's a whole different story.
No, I just pull up, drive up, and I just want to walk.
Yes, outside is open public park, but inside, when we have a facility, there might be charges that we assess. It just depends on what council decides for the indoor walking track. And we hope to have an outdoor walking track
It may
as
be
well.
like a yearly membership too.
Yes.
It might not just be you have to pay that. You
Yes.
might just pay
There's so many different ways that
$20
you
for
can
the
do
year
it.
or whatever. So.
Yeah. We had daily uses, we had hotel use for folks that might be coming, you know, for a weekend tournament or something, and mom, dad just wanted to get out and, you know, work out or something. We had those fees. And then we also had annual fees, like a YMCA membership, where they, you know, and it was, for us, it was very nominal. I think it was like $20 a year, so, not saying that's what we aren't gonna do here, but, you know, it
It
just
should
depends.
be nominal. These people pay taxes, so,
Yes.
I mean, it could even be built into the tax structure.
That's
to where
something-
everybody
that's something
that's a
coming.
resident
There's
automatically
Yeah,
gets
the rec tax.
access, and it becomes a
Yeah, and that's something that we'll
a
eventually
built-in
bring into.
$10 or whatever fee into your taxes so that it's collected without
once-
anybody having to mess with it.
Yeah, like the 1 cent tax. They also do that for Parks and Recreation, so,
A lot of places do.
yes. Yep, so. But yeah, all those extra fee, all that stuff, that, we are nowhere near assessing all that. Right now, it's just for this outdoor facility for organized use, but it is open to the public, and we have plenty of folks that come out and utilize it. They're not charged to come out and play. They want to do a pickup softball game, they're not charged for it. It's when organized groups that start to come out and utilize it. And usually those groups are groups that are charging to utilize whatever their group is, whether it's a softball elite team or a soccer program or anything like that, so.
Okay, so this is just basically a basic to start with.
Yes,
And then
it's a
anything that they want to add as far as amounts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or how it's charged, that would just be added into.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I looked it over and I didn't see anything wrong with it as a basis
Mm-hmm.
for,
And it can always be edited as well. Anytime you do a policy, if you all approve it and say, yes, we want to take this to council, and then we do, and council says yes, and then a year or two down the road, something changes, you can always go back and amend it. So, you know, it just depends on how everything progresses with facilities and stuff.
okay.
I will tell you, I'm not a huge fan of charging residents. So, and I think, I also told Mr. Simbor
No,
as well.
putting it
so.
into the tax base automatically
Yeah.
seems like the
It's-
way to
it's
go.
difficult.
To me, because then everybody's already automatically paying.
Yeah.
And it's not it wouldn't have to be a huge amount, but it would be painless, because it would just be once a year. It's already part of what you're paying anyway.
Yeah.
And nobody's having to collect it and police whether you pay, did Brianna pay, and did I pay, both pay, do you have your card or whatever. I mean, everybody would just,
We use your card.
Yeah, the maintenance
Yeah.
and upkeep of facilities is very expensive, and that's usually why those fees, we regroup them to cover, especially equipment. Equipment doesn't last forever, so there's all kinds of fees as soon as you open up a new facility of this size and magnitude that, you know, we have to kind of look at everything as we put it together in a really good packet, so.
Okay. All right.
And
So now we're moving to ordinance charges? Changes?
Yes, ma'am. So we did change the ordinance,
This.
yep, and this is what was given to you all at the last meeting. And this is what came from all of the changes. So, now that you have this, we did go from a 5-member to 7-member. So we did have that approved. Then we tightened up all the responsibilities, and these are all things that we kind of went over. It gives you a more defining role of what needs to be done. So this has been done, and kind of moving on to DNC, we do have 2 applicants right now that are ready to go. I believe we're going to try and get them on the December calendar to council. As again, council has to ratify the vote to have them appointed. And we do have one in the audience right now. So she's kind of checking things out. Miss Ainsley from the Jasper County Chamber.
Welcome.
Yes. So, and again, we're still trying to get out. We do have one other member that just hasn't been here, so we'll work through that as well. So, but anyway, like I said, it's a very well-written ordinance. We
If
just
the other
tightened it
two
up.
are approved, then we would be short at least one, possibly 2 then, right?
One, if the other 2 are
If the
added.
oth-
We went from 5 to 7. Right now, we have 4. There's one.
But I'm talking about if the other person chooses not to,
Then yes.
Then we'd
Yes.
be down to 3. and
Yes.
we'd be back up to.
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
all right.
Not to fear. We're on it.
Okay,
When will it take effect, the 7?
It's already in effect. You all approved it at the last council meeting, 1st, maybe? November 1st? Sounds right, I think.
this is what's already been adopted. These
Yes.
changes have already
Yes.
been adopted.
Yes, they are done, approved, good to go.
It's
So this is-
labeled Exhibit 1,
Yes.
if you're looking at it in the packet.
Yes.
Okay, so director's report is next.
Yes, all of the upcoming events and programs, my goodness, we have so many. We have the Hardeeville's annual Christmas tree lighting is coming up. That's on Saturday, December the 8th. I believe the Hardeeville parade is right before that, so I think that starts at 6, and that's handled by the Greater Chamber of Commerce, Hardeeville Greater Chamber of Commerce. So our program will immediately follow. Santa will be there, of course. We're going to have some other festivities that we've got going on, and we're going to be able to take some selfies with Santa, something a little new this year, and might have some elves out there. So that's upcoming.
So we're planning on being outside again.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, because
Hopefully it
we're
doesn't
not
rain.
quite sure what's going on with the area back there. But we do have tents. So we do have that, and we have,
And it'll be set up much
Yes.
differently than last.
yes, there won't be anything in the back. Everything, we're trying to center it around the front. And of course, if it does rain, well, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Santa Claus won't be there.
It's Santa Mud's time.
if it rains, I'm not riding with John.
The other
Just
thing that
saying.
we're working on is the Santa's Toy Box Drive. We do have some of these out and around the community. We have one here at City Hall. We have one at Courtney Bend Apartments. I think we also have one at Jasper County Chamber. Yeah, okay. And then I think we have 1 or 2 extras, so if you know of someone that wants to have, a drop-off site, let us know. Our goal is to try and make sure that everyone in the Hardeeville Elementary School age Angel Tree program is facilitated, and then we're also trying to make sure that we get the kids that aren't always in that Angel Tree program. It's a pretty lofty goal, I think. The school said there was over 831 children, and that changes. So that's a lot of toys. So we are trying our hardest to make sure that we meet that goal, and then we're also going to have Santa out there, which is something new. Doesn't make sense if you're getting gifts and don't have Santa there. So Santa will be out there participating, and we
And
hope
what
that
day will that be?
The pickup program is going to be on December the 5th. That's where we're going to actually go through parts of Sun City to pick up their toy box drive. And then the 19th of December is the actual drop-off program at the school where the kids will get the gifts. And Santa Claus will be there as well, something new.
So are all these things gonna have to be wrapped and,
Just the angel tree gifts have to be
Okay.
wrapped. Everything else, I'm not
I was
wrapping.
gonna say, that sounds a little overwhelming to me.
Not wrapping.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's something that we're doing. And this is a fun and exciting thing. I believe we have one chief here. Uh-oh. The other chief
He keeps
sliding out. Yeah. Chief Sam Woodward is here. Gets a plug. This is something I think that's new for the city of Hardeeville. We are doing Battle of the Badges. So we've got the Hardeeville Police and Fire Department are going to come out to the first annual Battle of the Badges softball charity event. All the proceeds are going to JDRF, the Palmetto chapter. JDRF is the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, something that's very special to me. My son is type 1 diabetic. So we are in support. November, in case anyone did not know, is also Diabetes Awareness Month. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It is a fundraiser, so we do have shirts that we're going to have out there to sell. We're going to have concessions out there and just try and make it a really fun family event. So we hope that families will come out and support. And there's nothing better than the police and fire rivalry. Can't say that one team's going to be better than the other, but
well, the planning and development departments have decided we're going to do a sponsorship.
awesome.
I will know the exact amount after our staff meeting on Thursday. And we challenge other departments, I know nobody else is, well, media's here, to do the same, or other groups, so, and see if we can get you
Yes.
some money through sponsorships
Yes.
that way.
And
What is this about basketball? Have you mentioned?
basketball?
Hey, underneath, the basketball.
No, sir. We're not quite there yet. I didn't get to add everything because when we did this, we added a whole bunch of new stuff. So, yeah. Attached to and on the website you can find, we do have the Battle of Badges sponsorship giving levels. We did receive a $250 donation today. Our goal is to raise about $2,000. We know it's lofty, but we hope that we can get there. Chief? So, okay. So yes, Mr. Sweeney, sorry. Basketball.
You're
we-
not charging to get in though, you're just.
No, it's completely free.
There's no gate fees,
Yeah,
okay.
there's no gate fee. It's a charity event. We thought about it and he said, we'd rather sell T-shirts than rather sell concessions. And we will be asking for donations. It's completely up to the public. You know, if they want to give $1, 50 cents, $50, it's there. We hope that they'll give. It's a really, really good program. I do encourage people to read up on type 1, type 2 diabetes because it affects quite, there's, no matter, what's that saying? This 6 degrees of separation? Somebody in this room knows somebody that has it or is touched by it at some point. So I wish there was a cure. It's not a very fun disease to have, I can tell you that. Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Sweeney, basketball. That is the last thing that I think I have on my report.
Yep,
There are
it
quite a
is.
few. We are working right now to secure a location for basketball. We do have registration forms that have been out, on rec desk, all of that. Right now, we are trying to partner with Hardeeville Elementary to secure a site. If not, we might be working with Agape, which would be something new this year. Not a lot of gym space. So when we build the facility,
You'll
it's
probably fighting over it.
yes, you know, and it's we rely on the community because we don't have the facility and the basketball program. You know, we were hoping to increase it, so we do rely on our community partners, and sometimes their hands are tied, just like you know ours are. We just don't have enough space, so we're working on getting that. The program would normally run right around the second to third week of December, or right after Christmas time, and then it starts usually January, February, and we do partner with Jasper County, so we have a really good Parks and Recreation, I should say. Make sure I clarify that. But yes, but other than that, that's a lot. We are super, super busy. And we are working very hard to make sure that we get enough committee members. So again, we do have 2 candidates that will go in front of council, which means we still have 1 that's open, and then we might have a possibility of another one if we have a resignation. So, but if you know of anyone, please let them know. We do have openings. So they just need to get them to me. Yes, sir.
Do you have contact with USCB Athletics?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, Chief, USCB will be involved with our Battle of the Badges.
Oh,
Police and, police certainly got ahead of it, ahead of the game. So they've recruited,
Similar with leaving.
yeah, they did recruit the baseball team to come out and help them, and then Chief Camp recruited the girls softball team to come out and help them. So, and anyone that was at Trunk or Treat, I think I forgot to mention that. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained tonight. The Trunk or Treat program, they were all there. The whole entire teams were there.
It was nice.
So yes, they are heavily involved in our programs, and it's a great partnership.
They were a
so-
big hit that night.
Yes, they
Kids
were.
loved it.
And we do have a new softball coach, if no one has met her, Coach Bailey. I'm gonna get her last name, Wigness, I think. I butcher her last name. But she's awesome. I think she's from Arizona, so if you're out and about, they are practicing at times. Certainly not tonight, because it's a pretty ugly, wet night, so.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty much it. Like I said, we are working diligently, very, very hard, trying to get everything up and rolling for the community and making sure we're set.
Okay, I know Christmas is coming up. Are we planning to meet December?
Yes, our next meeting is supposed to be December the 10th, and it will be here, and they are usually on Monday, the second Monday of every month. And generally, if it falls on a holiday or a city closed holiday, we would normally have it the Tuesday
Probably the
after,
Tuesday.
unless the commission decides to cancel it.
Okay. All right, sounds good to me. Anything else
No,
for
ma'am.
the good of the order?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, well then, we don't have to vote, so. we
Nope,
can
nope,
just
sure
adjourn.
don't.
Bye.
Adjourn.
All right, I will help you do the thing and then make sure that all the doors are locked.
Yes.
And then we'll do the alarm after everybody gets.
Do we